What is up, YouTube? Thought I would give you a more aesthetically pleasing view this time than my little hobble of a room. A rainy day in New Jersey on a crappy, abandoned, dead, dying plaza. So, this is really like my first video where I kind of want to dive into actual Jaguar stuff and not just me being retarded and talking whatever. So the topic for this video is going to be, is the cupboard actually bare? You say, what are you talking about? They were just 1-15. They're awful. The worst team in football. And I agree with you. They are. They suck. However, the cupboard is not necessarily bare. It's not. Really isn't. The one good thing that worthless sack of crap David Caldwell did was he somehow, I don't even know why I'm wearing this, he somehow discovered James Robinson. Somehow. When they cut Leonard Fournette, I was furious. I was like, this franchise is giving up. This team's giving up. They're pathetic. What are they doing? They're not giving Gardner Minshew any chance whatsoever to succeed. What the heck is happening? And come to find out, James Robinson is actually a better player than Leonard Fournette. He is actually a better pure running back than Leonard Fournette. Doesn't necessarily have his straight line speed, but his elusiveness, his vision, his cutting it's worlds better than Leonard Fournette was, and it was pretty obvious by like 3 games in that was the case. So that'll be a nice piece for Trevor Lawrence. 1,400 yards as an undrafted rookie. I really think he's only going to get better. He's got that rookie jitters out of the way, the rookie learning curve out of the way. I really think that he will be a nice complementary piece for Trevor Lawrence. Take some of the pressure off of him so that he doesn't have to, like, the whole offense, although it will revolve around him, don't get me wrong, all the pressure in the world isn't solely on his shoulders, because James Robinson in year 2, I believe, will be even better. I think instead of having 1,400 all-purpose yards, I think he could possibly have 1,400 total yards, or just 1,400 pure rushing yards, because you got to remember too, he didn't play the last 2 games, which I was fine with, because at that point I think the Jets had won and I just wanted to lose, so I was fine with him sitting out. Which, thank you, New York Jets, for that, by the way. Thank you for being somehow more incompetent than we are. Appreciate you. Also, DJ Chark. Now, DJ Chark has kind of had an interesting career so far in the NFL. As a rookie, he was hot garbage. He was pure garbage. I was very disappointed with him as a rookie. Then his second year, he really burst on the scene, and he really established himself as a guy who, hey, this guy could really be something. This guy could be a true number one receiver in the NFL. And then this past year, he battled with injuries a lot, and I'm not going to put it all on him, because there were plenty of times where Minshew just didn't pull the trigger and didn't throw it to the guy. And when he did, there were times it wasn't even catchable. And you could clearly see he was frustrated, especially towards the end of the year, his body language. The game that I went to, the Tennessee game, which, God, that was awful. But he was clearly visibly upset and frustrated with the quarterback play. And why wouldn't he be? I mean, he deserves better than that. You're going to get better than that. Just wait another 2 months. You'll get it. But DJ Chark, he's not a DeAndre Hopkins. He's not like a top 5 bona fide receiver. But for the first time in his career, he will get a legitimate quarterback. And hopefully 2 years ago, maybe added even a little bit more on top of that, will be what we get for years to come. Hopefully after this season they extend him, they keep him around. I was on the Allen Robinson train, but the more I think about it, like, don't get me wrong, we'd be better with Allen Robinson, but I don't think we need Allen Robinson. Like, we don't have to have Allen Robinson. You know, I would love to get like a Kadarius Toney in the draft. He's like, and I know people, he's like Tyreek Hill, but he might actually be that kind of a player. Because that's really what the Jaguars are missing. They're missing a guy that could take the speed off the top and could be that quick, change of pace, kind of throw a screen to him and he takes it 20 yards. They kind of have that in Visca, which I guess I'll just transition over to Visca now. I love Visca. He's a beast. I wanted them to draft him last year. When they did it, I was so excited. The dude he's like I don't really know if the Jaguars, that I can recall, that they've really had a receiver like him, and that he's like a thumper. Like, he catches the ball and 2-3 guys are hitting him and he's carrying them out of bounds. Like, I think he has such a bright future, especially now with Trevor Lawrence throwing to him. I think he's got such an incredible career ahead of him. I hope, he's a Jaguar for his whole career. He really came on at the end of this year. I was very happy. I was actually happy that DJ Chark did not play the last game against the Colts, because I wanted to see what Visca would do when the pressure was on him, when he was the number one guy. What would he do? And he had 2 touchdowns and just had a great game with friggin' Mike Lennon thrown to him. So it's things are looking up for him, man. Like, I really think that he is going to be a good centerpiece going forward. Someone else who really came on, another rookie. I bet you'll learn. I can't stand David Caldwell. He should have been fired so long ago, but I think that's pretty universal with the Jaguar fans. But I will say, this last crop of rookies, a lot of them showed a lot of promise, and the James Robinson thing, I think we'll kind of forever be grateful for that. But Colin Johnson really came on too, I felt. It started, I think it started, the Cleveland game came first. It started with that. He had that really long touchdown. And then the Vikings game, he made a lot of plays too. And just throughout the year, he had a little bit of an injury bug, which I think plagued him in college. But hopefully, if he can get that right, man, he's a big dude. He's 6'6", 6'7", whatever he is. Be that 50-50 guy for Trevor Lawrence to just throw it up to. And especially in the red zone, man, he could be such a dangerous threat. Really excited about his potential. And the offensive line. The offensive line is really not as bad as people may make it out to be. I actually thought the offensive line was the best this year than it's been in, I can't even remember. Especially pass blocking. Now there were some games they struggled. They struggled against the Vikings, and they struggled. Taylor Lewan really struggled against Joey Bosa in the Chargers game. But outside of that, our interior 3, which I didn't ever think I'd say that about not Cam Robinson, AJ Cann. AJ Cann actually played his best year of his career. Brandon Linder's always like a top 10 center, and Andrew Norwell actually cleaned up his act and played like the all-pro guard that we paid him to be when we brought him over from the Panthers. So our interior's fine. Taylor Lewan, or not Taylor Lewan, oh my gosh. I hate the Titans. Throwing that out there. Juan Taylor, I hope now that he is getting legitimate coaching from Urban Meyer, I hope that helps him, because the dude's got a ton of potential, hasn't entirely lived up to it yet, unfortunately. I met him my last time I went to Jacksonville. I actually met him, which was super cool because I never met a Jaguar player before. I met him and Keelan Cole, which I will get to him in a minute. Super cool guys. That was an awesome experience. That was a lot more fun than the actual game itself. But Juan Taylor has a ton of upside, man. I hope Urban can really coach him up. I feel like he's okay with the run blocking, but you do notice a lot of times when there's the struggle with the protecting the quarterback, there were times that he really struggled this year. So just hopefully, man, Urban can coach him up and get him to reach his full potential, because that would be huge for us. Cam Robinson is really where our whole offseason starts, at that left tackle position. Do the Jaguars, does Urban Meyer see enough on film? Because you know Urban's been watching film of all these guys for months now. I think him and Shad Khan were in talks way back, and he's been studying all of our players for a long time, because I think Urban's just that kind of guy. But what do they do with Cam? What do they do with Cam? Do they franchise tag him? Do they sign him to a long-term extension? Do they go after Trent Williams? Do they trade for Orlando Brown? I'm kind of more... See, Orlando Brown is a great player, and yeah, you want to protect Trevor Lawrence at all costs. We don't want what happened with Joe Burrow to happen with Trevor. But man, the Ravens apparently want to haul for him. I don't know about giving up 2 first-round picks or whatever. That 25 pick, I feel like will really be huge for the Jaguars. And if we could get that left tackle situation handled without having to give up that 25, if they go out and get Trent Williams, yeah, Trent Williams is 33 years old, but he's also been a Pro Bowler a bajillion times. And even if we get 2 or 3 years out of him, to the point where Trevor is totally, he's developed, there's no more learning curve for him, he's established, and then you can maybe dip your toe back in the draft and get a left tackle. That I'd be fine with. I would be okay if they franchise tag Cam Robinson, but my personal opinion, I don't think they will, because I think Urban Meyer really wants to conform this roster in his image. And I feel like he looks at the things that were here. It's okay, well, they just went 1-15, so how good can Cam Robinson really be? On offense, Keelan Cole. Keelan Cole is... I hope that they keep him. I really hope. There's a ton of rumors that he's going to go to the Vikings and follow Keenan McCardell, which I was not happy that Urban didn't keep him, because I thought for sure that they would keep Keenan McCardell. He belongs in the pride of the Jaguars. He was such a good player for us and our receivers. I feel like they progressed under him. I thought he was a really good wide receivers coach, but unfortunately, we did not keep him. And sorry, it's early in the morning. My throat's all messed up. Yeah, I hope they keep Keelan Cole, man. Keelan Cole, I feel like if you've got Chark, Visca as your 1-2, Keelan Cole in the slot, and mix in that with I like Kadarius Toney a lot. I've heard a lot of stuff about the Jags going to get Kenny Galladay from the Lions. I mean, okay, I wouldn't be opposed to that. He's a good player, but we'll see what happens. So the whole point of this video, if you're still watching, thank you. It's 15 minutes. I can really talk. The cupboard ain't bare. On defense, the cupboard's bare. I ain't gonna lie. The cupboard is, there ain't a crumb. Well, Josh Allen's the crumb, I guess, when he's not hurt. And you hope that CJ Henderson can be something. You hope that he can be something. Kayvon Chason came on a little bit at the end of last year with some pressures, but wasn't really able to finish. And again, it comes down to coaching. It comes down to coaching. You know, I just hope that Urban can come in, coach him up, and just get whatever he can out of these guys and give them hopefully the best coaching that they've ever had in their careers, including college. I just hope that, you know, he's able to develop these guys. But outside of that, like, I mean, linebackers, I think Joe Schobert was a fat waste of money, but they're not going to move on from him. So linebacker, you can't really do anything about that. However, the secondary outside of what CJ Henderson possibly could be, and if you re-sign Sidney Jones and he can stay healthy, but that's a lot of ifs. Like, our safeties are garbage. We have no safeties. The defensive tackle, Taven Bryan, I want him off my football team. I want him gone. I want him gone like 6 days ago. Sucks. But so the cupboard so the title of this video is kind of like, it's kind of a lie. It's truth, but it's kind of a lie, because the cupboard's not bare on offense. On defense, we need a lot of help. On offense, dude, draft Trevor. Decide what you're going to do at left tackle and go with it. We need a pass-catching tight end, and all the people talking about Kyle Pitts. I would love Kyle Pitts. It's not possible to get him. He's going to go top 10, and I'm not willing to move heaven and earth to go from 25 to 10 to get a tight end. I'm sorry. I'm not willing to do that. We have so much other needs that we need to fulfill in the draft where I'm not going to do that for a tight end. Whoever we get at tight end, Trevor will make good. That's why we're picking him at 1. That's why I'm super excited about him and our future. Man, like, we've suffered a long time, Jaguars fans, but this could be something. This could really be something with Urban and Trevor, man. I'm excited. It could blow up in our face. It could fail. He could fail. They could both fail. I don't really think it will. I think it's like a 70-30. 70 they will, 30 they won't. And the only reason that I say the 30 is because there's always that little part of me that's like, well, it's the Jaguars. Nothing they do is going to work. But hopefully they prove me wrong. All right, well, I hope that someone enjoyed this video at least. Almost 20 minutes. So if you stayed through and watched it all, man, you're a trooper, and I appreciate you. I want to give, it's not really a shout. I can't really shout him out. He's so much more successful than me. But UCF Jaguar, who is like, he's pretty much the top guy in the Jaguars YouTube community. I wrote to him on Twitter and just said, hey, you know, I'm a new YouTuber, you know, please, if you'd like, check out my channel. And he responded, and I'm assuming maybe he watched one of my videos, I don't know. But he said he would, and that's awesome, man, that he would even respond to me. And if he did, and he gave me a little bit of advice, and that was really cool. I really appreciated that. So UCF, man, if you watch this, I appreciate you, brother, and go Jags.